And now I am joined by Parry J.
How you doing?
I'm
you okay,
good.
Priya? Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. So you've got a new single called Undecided.
Yeah.
But before we talk about that, I want to talk about how you actually got started in music.
Okay. So, I mean, for myself, music was, I guess, an outlet. Definitely an outlet. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes actually when I was 11 years old. And I think then as I grew older into the kind of condition, always looking for something to take my mind off things, looking for new ways to kind of, I guess, de-stress or just kind of get into something. And then I just fell into the music. I've been a keen R&B lover since a young age. I grew up listening to the kind of the greats, you know, Prince, Michael, even James Brown, whatnot. But so then kind of just started singing covers a lot, just to kind of, I guess, you know, my spare time. And then I realised actually, you know, I'm getting pretty good at this. People were kind of saying, you know, oh, you know, you've got a bit of talent here, why don't you take it a little bit further? Then I started to write my own music. I did a little bit of producing, started to produce my own beats, but I couldn't get that kind of sound I was after. So then started to reach out to other producers and just worked on a lot of music from there really. So that's kind of where my music journey stemmed from.
And how would you describe your style of music?
It's hard to describe it in one. I guess it's obviously within R&B. I think I sway a little bit to alternate kind of R&B, but it's still something that kind of brings those vibes kind of from artists such as, like, you know, you got your Ushers, you got your Chris Browns, you've got your, those are like my major influences growing up. So yeah, I mean, it's a different vibe. It's something which I don't think a lot of up and air kind of Indian people go into. Predominantly, you know, we've got a lot of different talented individuals out there. You know, you've got the likes of, you know, Mickey Sings and different artists like that, and they're all great in their own way. But I think I'm going more for I've always been very attracted to the acoustic sounds as well of music, and kind of, you know, your keys and your guitars and things like that. That's something that I'm moving more into now as an artist. So yeah.
So how would you say you fit into the Asian music scene? What do you think of the scene at the moment?
I think it's pumping. It's like it's doing so well at the moment. I think, you know, you've got major artists coming through. You've got people like Nav from Canada kind of setting the scene. You've got, you know, loads of artists. You've got different MCs like A.R. Paisley from Canada as well. In the UK, I mean, we've got a lot of talent here. But I think for myself, obviously, I fall within that, but at the same time I'm towards an R&B aspect of the music, so that's not kind of a massive aspect of the Asian scene, but I'm hoping it can be. And I think there's a lot of R&B influences though, don't get me wrong, in a lot of our music, a lot of soul in there as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that I can kind of bring some of my culture into the sounds that I create and bring that across. But yeah, I think it's doing really well, and I think hopefully we'll get more and more artists coming through.
Yeah, more into like mainstream as well.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So we're going to talk about your new single Undecided right after this song. So we're going to talk about your song Undecided because I've heard it. It's a great song.
Thank you very much.
So how did it all come about then?
So I've been so like I mentioned earlier, I was kind of looking for different producers, and I was put in touch with a really talented producer, and he goes by as different aliases, but it's Beats by Manj, and but you know, I know him as Manj, and he's a really talented guy. He's kind of based within Warsaw, and we've had a load of different studio sessions, and then it was just like one of these nights he sent me over a beat. He said, like, check this out, and it's just clicked with it straight away. And I started writing to the song, and I just come up with a concept which I kind of wrote from a lot of I don't like to write from things which aren't to do with me or kind of don't come from a place of, you know, realism. So I kind of took it back into kind of my past and whatnot, and spoke about it's about being in a relationship, but or being in a friendship with somebody, but not knowing whether to take that step into taking it further because you're not sure. So obviously that comes with in line with the title for Undecided. So I kind of just put it all together, and it just fell right, and we both thought it was a perfect track to kind of come out with. I'd not released anything for about a year, and I've been waiting for the right project to come along, and this one just was the right one for me. So
do you feel like you're finding your sound more as an artist?
Yeah, I think as the journey goes along, I've learned a lot more about me, and a lot more about my sound. I don't like to kind of imitate. I don't like to just put things out which are going to pop for the, whatever's current or whatever. I like to, set the trend rather than, follow the trend. So I think that with this song, it's completely different in regards to other songs that I've released, such as, I've got a track out which is called Stay With Me. That brings a whole different type of vibe. It's got a little bit of a more of a weekend kind of, if I was to compare it to any kind of sound kind of vibe, but it's also still very different in its own way. So I think that I've learned that I like to work with a range of different sounds. I don't like to just be like, right, okay, these are the type of beats I like, I just want to work with this. I like to push myself, and that's something that Manj and some of my other boys like Jack Juma, who's been part of the team as well, we've been working on creating a sound together that kind of represents our vibe, because we've all got very different kind of palettes in terms of music, but when it comes together we do create really, really good music. So
yeah, that all sounds really good. So what future projects are you working on?
So I've been saying, and I've been working on to drop an EP, but I think I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I really want to make sure that my first EP and this project that I'm working with, especially with Manj, it's got that right, balance of music. So I'm hoping that summertime we can drop a really, really good EP. Got some really good tracks in the pipeline for that, and we've also got potentially another single after this, which is called Side Roads, which is something which I love to make. The song that I love to make, or the music I like to make, is a lot of the time is about driving late night, kind of relaxing music, stuff that kind of gets you thinking about things and puts you on a bit of a journey. And the work that we put on this, the instrumental, the beats, everything that we put together is really, really, really up there. So I'm hoping, that could be a great song next, and hopefully I'm going to put a video out with that one as well. So it should be a really good project.
Yeah, it all sounds amazing.
Thank you very much.
So we're going to play your song now, Undecided. Before we do, where can people find you on social media?
Okay, so if you obviously just search Parry J on Instagram, I should pop up. It's Parry J _ on Instagram, and then just Parry _J on Twitter. I'm on Spotify, SoundCloud, everything, so you should be able to pick me up quite easily.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
No problem. Thank you for the invite.
We're going to play your song now. This is Undecided by Parry J.
These vibrations, they take me somewhere that